Hi, I hope you're having a great day and that you're with people you love and with people who love you, and that you're in good health, you're feeling fine, you're feeling energetic. Energy is what makes life really, really good. Without energy, there is no life. So, give everybody a hug and let them know you are alive and feeling energetic. You may remember I did a story about Simon Durante Day, who says he was raised in Australia, but he feels he is the only real child between Charles and Camilla. He was conceived when Charles and Camilla were around 17 years old. He claims Camilla was sent out of the country to give birth, and that he was initially raised by people in or affiliated with the castle, and then eventually was raised by people in Australia who may have been also affiliated with the Queen and prior work in the castle. So he says he was told throughout his life that he was related to Charles and Camilla. So this is his story, and I'm going down this rabbit hole. The story just did not seem fulfilled to me. Something was wrong, and I felt I needed to think about it a little bit more. So I did, unfortunately, and I came up with loopholes of stories of what could be, what might be, and all the other possibilities. So this is Simon Durante Day, and he is an Australian citizen. He says the Queen used to come frequently to Australia, and he believes she kept coming to Australia because he lived in Australia. And again, these are just his stories, and I don't know why the Queen went to Australia or what she did there or if she ever saw him, but these are what he's saying. So he says he is the only son of Charles and Camilla. And he says there is a strong resemblance between him and Charles. So let's jump into this rabbit hole and see where it goes. Here. Now this is, of course, Simon Durante Day and Prince Philip. Now they both have those dog eyes, the sad dog eyes that slant downward, nose very similar, mouth similar. Hard to tell. As I said, people in the royal family do um, date in a small circle, and you find that a lot of people have dated the same people, and so they marry within each other's families. And because it's a class system, you have to be born in a certain class, and so that their genes get intermingled and they start to look very similar to each other. So who's who can sometimes be very hard to tell. For instance, I think somebody said that Charles dated Camilla when she was a teen, and he later dated her roommate. Now, that in most places would be very odd. Or did he date her sister? Well, it was something like that. That would be very odd in the United States, but for the royals, that's very common because they do date people in the same class system. This is Simon when he was younger, with a younger picture of Camilla. Hard to say. Her hair is, of course, dyed blonde, so we don't know the real hair color. But that is a picture of comparison. This is Camilla's son. Okay, so what I was thinking, I said maybe Camilla had other children by Prince Charles. Let's face it, if I were Camilla and I were dating somebody who's going to be king, and I had a child by the king who I was separated from because I had the child when I was a teen and I wasn't married, and it would cause a royal fuss. Would I really want to have children by somebody else? So I thought, no, if I'm rising up to the top and I want to be with the king, I'm going to only have children by the king. I'm not going to have children by somebody else. So because Charles could not marry Camilla, and according to this story, it was because she got pregnant by Charles out of wedlock without the consent of the queen. They weren't married. She was just a teen. So she was not found to be a suitable queen candidate by the queen. So she was cut out of the picture, and Charles was put into a marriage with Diana. Camilla went on and married Parker Bowles. And this is the son she had with him. But I said Parker Bowles was now a beard. He was basically hiding the relationship between Charles and Camilla, and he knew it. He was probably, I'm sure, aware of everything. And he was aware that Charles and Camilla still had a sexual relationship. So I'm thinking, if I'm Camilla, would I want a child by Parker Bowles, or would I want a child by the king to be? So I figure Camilla would pick the king, and Camilla's son would probably also be Charles's son. So this would be Simon's brother, full brother. And this is probably the person that Simon is going to look closest to. He doesn't have the dog eyes like Philip, really. He does have squinty eyes. And he does have the downward mouth smile. If you look at the top lip, when he smiles, it's kind of inverted. And let me see, go up here. Oh, you can't really do that. There you can see the inverted lip smile on Simon. His top lip kind of goes downward when he smiles. Now this is Simon when he was younger, and Camilla when she was younger. Certainly, you can see some commonalities there. And here's Camilla with her two children. This one is Tom on the left, that's her son, who might be Charles's son and Simon's brother, and her daughter. And you don't really get a good look at her. Let me see, I don't know if I have any more. Oopsie. When you go down this rabbit hole, you can find almost anything. And look, I found somebody who looks like Barack Obama in Fiji. That is not Barack Obama, but he's a look-alike. So, that's my new story that I have thought about with his whole Simon, Camilla, Charles confusion. Now, Tom, Camilla's son, also has Charles as his godfather. Tom did, during his life, develop a drug problem, and Charles laid into him because he was angry about his using drugs. Tom, according to the story, said that he never used drugs around William or Harry. Tom was later put into a career of, I guess, a food critic, a food taster, writing recipes or something. And so that's what he does as a career. And he has written a lot of books. Whether he's written them or somebody's written them for him, who knows? But that is his career. That is how he says he makes his money. So this story gets more and more interesting. And, of course, nothing can be proven. Now, is this going to be Charles's daughter through Camilla? We don't know. So it gets all very interesting, and we may never know the end. We may never know the truth. But if these three are related, Simon, Tom, and the daughter are related, that does kind of screw up the path of passage of the royalty, because Simon would be the oldest son of Charles. And then, would Tom be the second oldest son of Charles? I don't know. So, okay, I jumped in the rabbit hole, and we'll see where this goes. It's all very interesting, but only Camilla and Charles really know what's going on. But it's very interesting. What a terrible web we weave. Thanks. Please like and subscribe. Bye.